The Boston Bruins losing out on the chance at 100 points and putting the nail in the coffin for the Tampa Bay Lightning in that #1 spot in the Eastern Conference. I'm Sierra Goodwill, joined by Mike Petraglia. Tampa Bay coming into TD Garden on Saturday night and getting the victory 5-3. The bad blood was evident, but what did this win mean for the Lightning going forward and heading into the playoffs?
Look, Sarah, the Lightning played as if they were the more desperate team here on Saturday night, and it showed early on, scoring those two shorthanded goals. They were beaten in their own building back on Tuesday night, 2-1. They put heavy pressure on the Bruins in the third period, couldn't get the equalizer past Tuukka Rask, and I think they had to show to themselves that they were on par with the Bruins. If the Bruins had won this game, they would have essentially, for all intents and purposes, put the Atlantic Division to bed.
Right.
100 points and 89 for Tampa Bay would have been the score had the Bruins won this game.
Right.
However, that wasn't the case. Now the Bruins lead the division by still a comfortable margin of 7 points. There was some thinking, I think, amongst fans, maybe you put Jaro Halak in goal in this game. Why? Because you don't want Tuukka Rask maybe facing Tampa Bay in a game like this and giving Tampa Bay some confidence that they can beat Rask.
The amount of brawls, gloves that went flying in this game, it was electric. I mean, TD Garden was
awesome.
buzzing. It was really fun. It was a playoff atmosphere, as close to a regular season game that you could get to that playoff atmosphere. Should the Bruins and Lightning want to face each other in the playoffs, just because what other matchup is going to create that kind of buzz?
Look, hockey fans, and we're hockey fans, Sierra, we want to see this encounter because there are so many angles to it. The top two lines in the Eastern Conference, can David Pastrnak and Patrice Bergeron and Brad Marchand answer the bell against the checking line of Tampa Bay? Look, Tampa Bay here on Saturday night not only showed their physicality, getting into brawls, trying to draw Brad Marchand and Nick Ritchie into some encounters, even hitting Zdeno Chara from behind, and that's when we saw Sean Corrali leave the bench because Brad Marchand told him, get in there and stand up.
Right.
All of that aside, Tampa Bay needed to prove the point that they were as physical and are as physical as the Boston Bruins.
And one small note, before the game, the Bruins activated defenseman Connor Clifton off of injured reserve. It does seem like he's a guy, come playoffs, if these two teams were to rematch, that could really be a good physical presence on defense on that third line for the Bruins.
Yeah, and he very well may be, Sierra, but I can understand the thinking of Bruce Cassidy and the Bruins coaching staff. Do you really want to throw Connor Clifton to the Wolves in this particular game, this kind of intensity right away? Maybe not. Ease him back in, let him get his legs, and I think that was the wise decision.
Absolutely. And this Garden Report on Ice is brought to you by CarShield, America's #1 auto protection provider. Call 800-CAR-6000 and mention code GARDEN, or go to carshield.com and use code GARDEN for 10% off. For all the rest of our Bruins content, head over to our website at clnsmedia.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel at CLNS Media.